skydiving is a really interesting confront with fear. I gotta stand up. I'm sorry, I gotta stand up. You go out the night before and you take a drink with your friends and somebody says, yeah, we should go skydiving tomorrow. And you go, yeah, we'll go skydiving tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. And you go, yeah. And everybody goes, yeah. And you go home by yourself, you're like, Right? You're like, well, I mean, they was drunk too. So then that night you're laying in your bed and you just keep, and you're terrified. You keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane and you can't figure out why you would do that. So you get there and then you have this safety brief and you're standing there and the guys will tell you, well, if the chute doesn't open, what's gonna happen is you're doing, well, why the hell, what could happen? So you get onto the airplane and you're sitting there and you know, it's extra because you're sitting on some dude's lap, some stranger, trying to make small talk. Yeah, man. So you be jumping with people all the time, huh? So you fly and you go up to 14,000 feet and somebody opens the door. And in that moment, you realize you've never been in a freaking airplane with the door open. Terror, 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 terror. And then people start going out of the airplane. And the guy walks you up to the end of the thing, and you're standing and your toes are on the edge, and you're looking out down to death. They say, on 3. 1. 2, and he pushes you on 2 because people grab on 3. And you fall out of the airplane, and in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying. There's zero fear. You realize at the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. The lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of fear. That was my experience.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, my name's Ali, and I never knew I wanted to grow up.
Go ahead. Do you think the face?
Go. Cheers. Welcome to She Evolve Collective, the best decision of your life.
Wow. Wow.
We just want to have fun.
Hello.
Oh,
Welcome.
hello, everyone.
Welcome.
how are we all?
Lovely to see
Good.
you
Let's
all
see the
today.
comments. I know we're a little bit delayed, aren't we? We're like a couple of minutes delayed, but we're so grateful to be back here. And I just want to say one thing, and he said it. Will Smith just said it. The best things in life are on the other side of, is it fear? Did he say on the
Fear.
other side? On the other side of fear. The best things in life are on the other side of fear. And whoa, we were right. Just
That
is so
clip is
true.
just incredible, isn't it? You could just
Yeah.
watch it and watch it.
I've watched probably, I don't know, a few hundred times in delivery of this work, and just watched it over and over again. And even, I think I've even watched it personally, Ellie, I know you have as well, when something's coming up for me where I'm like, oh, do I really, can I do this? And I just watch that and I'm thinking, no, the best things in life, and it's not even will jumping. The point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. Like
That's right.
it just makes so much sense, and it reiterates that, wow, we all have the capabilities to move through anything. And yesterday we discovered paradigms. Well, some of you may have discovered it for the first time. Others may have, been irregulars and understand what a paradigm is. But even being a regular, you may have come across something that, where you think, whoa, I could still work on that. And something we shared last night, we had our call last night at 8:00, which was 8:00 Melbourne, Sydney time, which was absolutely fabulous. We had so many beautiful people on, and we got to break down, really work deep, do some deep work on breaking the patterns and the paradigms and revealing them and creating an awareness around them. And it was absolutely a wonderful session, a very
it was
in-depth
phenomenal.
session. Yeah, it was beautiful. But what we want to share is that people that understand the paradigm, it is something that you continue working on for the rest of your life. It is not a one-off thing, because we have so many of them. We're human, and we are we have so many paradigms that we've experienced in our life, like through childhood, through relationships, through workplace, through school, and they sit there and hold on to us. Like they sit deep inside of us for so long, and then we wonder why the results aren't showing up, because just one little thing someone may have said in that classroom, a teacher may have said it to you, like 30 years ago for me, 40 years ago for me, I don't even know how old I am, right? That one thing that teacher said stuck with me for life. Why are you asking stupid questions? Like, what do I know as a 10-year-old what a good question is, or what a stupid question is? But when you get it's like stung like a bee, you're stung in that moment, and then you retract and you never ask questions again. It took me such a long time to even ask questions. So in our community and in our space, we make sure that every single question, no matter if there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's no such thing as, even if you learnt the material, you've learnt the work and you're doing the work, and then you may not understand it, but you may hear it differently from Ali or from myself, and it may land differently, and that's okay too. So any question is a good question. It means that you want to expand and evolve. And if you haven't quite got it, why sit there in silence and not ask, when you can easily just ask the question and never be judged. And that's what we love, that we do not judge anybody if they have a question, whatever that question is. And I know, and Ali, we both know, that this is something that we pride ourselves on as a community, as leaders, that we want everybody to feel loved, respected, and honoured in our space. So yeah, it's pretty big.
100%. Yeah, it's huge. And the question that you're holding on to, more than likely others have it too. So you asking it will help many. So
absolutely,
ask all the
100%.
questions you'd love to.
Ask as many. And we have crazy motto 6856 saying, I always tell nursing students that there's no stupid question. Amazing. We love that. And Wicked Aussie Chick, great handle, as Alison said, there is no such thing as a stupid question. There really isn't, although some people do judge, right? Some people do judge, and you're in the right spot, in the right space if, that's your thinking. We love that. So yay. We need to change the paradigm for the money to flow, 100%. It will not flow without shifting that paradigm at all. Kate, yes. Chantel, who else is here? Alison, Teresa, Dudley, welcome. Good morning. Some of you on last night. We honestly, so grateful for you guys being on. And Margie's here, and Tina, Evans, Performance. Well, hello. Tax Espresso, good morning. Success with Cherise on. We welcome you all. Billy 17183. Mine has a silly handle like number as well. I don't
That's
know
my
why.
Billy. That's my
Oh, yeah,
son
your
Billy.
little Billy. Billy. Hi, Billy boy. How are you? I didn't know that was your Billy. Oh, amazing. Amazing. So good. Okay. So terror barrier is what we're talking about today, because clearly we've seen from the video. What does the terror barrier mean? Well, it's Bob's basically the terror barrier. What it is, it's the well, with Bob, it's a cycle. What Bob Proctor would say, it was the psychological wall of fear that you hit whenever you try to like move through that wall, through the set point. We talked about that being that 22-degree set point last night or yesterday. So the minute we start to go beyond that, we start to the current comfort zone or paradigm is it protrudes through that. So the minute we move through that, we move into this wall of fear. It's psychological, like it's all in the mind. But that anything in the mind will then affect the body, right? It moves right into the body and it causes this pain in the body. It can make your body do freaking crazy things, right, Ali?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And most of us don't even know what this is. I didn't actually even realize what was happening to me. I didn't realize this was actually a thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
every single time that we're experiencing something and we're up leveling and we're changing that thermostat, we're going to go through this invisible wall. It doesn't matter if we're, at the peak of our career or if we're just starting out or if we're
Exactly.
in business or not. Everyone goes through this terror barrier to create a different result if that's what they choose.
Yeah. And a really important point here that we want you to all take notes if you need to take notes here, or go back and watch it again. This is not a real danger, because people think it's like a terror barrier is a real danger. It is a conditioned fear. It's conditioned fear created by the subconscious to keep you safe and familiar. That's all it is. It's not a real thing. But that can cause the illness in the body. It can cause you to vomit. It can cause you to break out in hives. It can cause you to lose your voice. It can cause you to do all sorts of things that honestly you question whether or not what you're experiencing. Who's ever experienced that before? I know I have. I've been on stage talking and my voice completely just goes into, no voice. Can't talk at all.
It's a real
Right now.
thing.
It's a real thing, right? And I remember being up on that stage, not even feeling fear. Like logically, I was okay, but my subconscious was working against that, because my subconscious didn't want me, right? It wanted to keep me safe and familiar. So what it does, it pulls you right back in, and it creates all these fears, all these elements in the body to keep you safe. So it wants you to stop. It wants you to not move through that. So this is why when you vomit, we've had so many people that, join us, and this was me. I remember investing in my first program, investing myself for the first time. And it was like, it was a lot of money, and well, what I would call a lot of money back then. And just, I'd never invested that much money in myself before. It was the greatest thing I ever did, just quietly. And I remember physically throwing up, and just thinking, what have I done? Right. So, and this is what happens. So most people at that point, when you feel the actual physical ailment in the body or whatever shows up for you, you will retreat and say no, or find ways to get out of it. Who's done that before? Let me have a look in the comments. Anyone done that before?
Let us know in the chat.
Freak
We've
out,
seen this a
freak
lot.
out. Completely freak out. And we've had people call us and say, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't do this. The money, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, calm down, right? Calm down. This is exactly what will happen as you're moving through and creating the growth, right? This is right before growth. So this is something that we want you to really see. If you've experienced this before, let us know, and if you haven't, well, then you may be experiencing it shortly, because we'd love you to experience it. Can we read some of the comments here?
Mm.
I had
I've had the most insane sunburn right before I launched the Brand Fest. Never had it in
Yes,
my life. It was so odd. For the first time I spent in the sun, it was an upgrade.
yeah,
Absolutely. And then
100%.
I've been in hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah, illness right before my growth,
yeah,
definitely. And you might notice a pattern. So Danny and I actually have a few things that we have as a pattern, and we
yeah,
we can sort of navigate that as to what's happening. And the most beautiful thing here, guys, is the awareness that this is normal, and creating a normalized feeling around it, that it's not odd, it's not bad, it's not nothing else. It's just a normal part and a natural part of your growth to actually break through to that next level. Because if you want to stay in the same place, you're just going to continue to feel the same way. But it does require, it's like a shedding, it's like a rebirth. Your body goes, okay, I'm ready, but I have to make some changes in order to upgrade.
yeah. But you'll experience the pushback before you move through it. And this is what we want to
Always.
identify. You'll always, if your life is completely controlled by the paradigm, completely, like so deeply ingrained in our habits and our thinking. And the paradigm consistently resists the change. So when you're attempting to change your results, whether it's your income, so if we want to change the income level, your identity, so when we do identity work, your behaviors, anything, the paradigm will push back every single time. And that pushback is what we call the terror barrier. That's what it is. The terror barrier is the pushback. But Steve, I've forgotten his name, I'll think of it in a minute. The quote that I constantly use over and over again is that the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Stephen Campbell.
Joseph Campbell.
Joseph Campbell. I knew it was
Yeah.
something right. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. So everything that you desire lies in that cave. It's there, right? It's all there. And you peek in and you're like, oh my God, I'd love some of that treasure. But I'm too scared to walk in because there's spiders and there's bats and there's everything else that's going to get me before I get the treasure. So rather than walk in, I'll just stay out and hopefully that treasure will somehow move towards the entry of the cave, and I don't know, someone will move it or someone will go in and share it. You will find every excuse possible to say no, even though you want it, right? You'll find, and the paradigm will keep pushing you back over and over and over again. Yeah, so it's so interesting, isn't it, Ali?
Yeah, it's so interesting
Mm.
because, people think that they are going to get to a certain level of success or whatever it might be, and then they're fine. They're not going to have any other obstacles. When I get to earn X amount of dollars, I'm going to, feel this way. I'm going to have this, I'm going to do this, but we're not going to experience anything. At whatever level you are in life or business, there's
Yeah.
always going to be something that changes, something that moves you, something that grows you, and that's polarity. But when you can understand, and we're going to describe to you exactly how to shift this and what this is, this terror barrier, when you can
Yeah.
understand that this is a normal process, you can identify it. It's actually all part of the journey, because the journey is the best bit. We're all striving to get to the place where we want to go. Of course, that's important as well, but the journey is what makes it. So when you can embrace these things, when you can understand, and when you can identify exactly what's going on, it will become a lot easier. Is that the word we're looking for, Danny? It's
Yeah.
easier to navigate, to get through
Well,
that invisible wall.
Yeah, it's the awareness. So when you understand the feelings that you'll experience as you're going through it, what happens, rather than going through this pain that you have in the body, or you will experience the pain in the body and the fear will show up. So you might have the anxiety. These are sort of the experiences you may have. You may have anxiety. That's a really big one. So it's a sudden fear or an anxiety that shows up. It could be procrastination, like where you start just procrastinating. You avoid everything you do. Who's done that before? Like they constantly avoid it. Like you just say, oh, I'll go do this first, or I'll start it next month, or I'll start it the month after. This is avoidance. Like this is huge. And again, part of the paradigm, part of terror barrier. The other thing is overthinking. Like you'll overthink everything. You will go into every single scenario. You will give like every scenario, like if I do this, this might happen, and then I'll do this, and if I do it this way, this might happen. So you start to overthink. Who's an overthinker here? Let us know if you're
Yeah.
overthinking,
And
right?
convince yourself why you
Yeah.
should, why you shouldn't.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
those
And then you
things.
experience self-doubt. Like that's another big one. You'll start doubting your abilities, and you know you
Mhm.
have them, but you will doubt those abilities. Like it's quite normal. And your logic will give you excuses why you shouldn't, right? And a lot of the time what we hear is that, it might be, well, I've got to go and ask my husband, or I've got to go and ask my wife, or and then what happens if your partner is not on the same journey as you, or doesn't have the same, doesn't have the same thinking, then whatever they say, that's enough for you to let you off the hook to say, no, I won't do it. That happened to me over and over again, right?
Absolutely.
I was constantly just saying, I'm almost waiting for somebody to disagree with me.
Mhm.
Have you
To make you
experienced
feel
that? Like,
better.
I'm almost,
Yeah,
it makes me feel
it
better.
makes you
Then
feel
I'm
better.
like, oh, he said, I shouldn't do this now. I should hold off. I should wait until blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. Or I should
It's
wait
the
until
validation.
it's the validation, right? So this is the rational excuses that you make just before growth. This is normal. And then it's just like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'll just leave that. You also, again, we talked about the pain in the body, the physical sensations in the body that you might have, knots in the stomach, the vomiting, someone was saying the redness. I mean, I used to experience that. I don't know whether that was menopause or a bit of both, I think. I'm not sure, but there was something going on. And of course, that urge to retreat to comfort is where most of us will go every single time. So this will always appear just before the growth, always appear just before you're ready to go. So even like examples around that you might have, like, I think, who said it here? I think it was Wicked. Yeah, for 10 sessions on your book bigger. Worry about losing money. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Where was I was trying to read this here? So Wicked Aussie Chick, I'll say Wicked Aussie Chick. I used to hire 58-seat cinema for 1,000 and couldn't sell out tickets. Last year I booked a better venue. Cost was closer to 5,000, but sold out 2 sessions at 160 seats. I was afraid of massive loss, but you did it, which is incredible. And that was the thing. But presently surprised that I didn't just break even. I made a small profit. That's because you've crossed the terror barrier. That's what it was. You crossed that terror barrier, and we've got to look at it from this perspective. And this is identity work as well. It's moving through. We can't see it, right? We have to believe it first before we see it. We can't just go with I have to have the evidence. We are also evidence-based in this world. Everything requires evidence, right? Everything we do requires evidence. Whether you go to a doctor and you need evidence of something going on for you, whether you're a scientist and you need we are all evidence driven. We need to see it first and then we'll believe it. But with the work that we do, and this is the difference between someone that creates a success and somebody that doesn't, you have to go with your intuition, which is all part of terror barrier. You have to go with knowing that you have that vision in your mind. You see the vision, you're very clear on what you want, and you've got to go with that intuition that's going to work for you. So you have to release the evidence, because the evidence is why we stay at that set point at that 22 degrees. Who agrees with that? Like, we want the evidence. How many times I've had, my husband say, well, when you show me that you can do it, let's see the money first. Has anyone?
Exactly.
Let me see the money. When you start making money, then you can go and get the coach. Well, no, you've got to get the coach before you make the money, right? Which is exactly what I worked out for me. And it's not until I started to invest in myself and work out that this was how I was going to make the quantum leap, not the other way around, is when things started to happen. But this will happen over and over again, okay? It will happen over and over again. All these feelings, you've got to believe it first, and then you've got to see it. And this, in the process of creating a new identity, the terror barrier shows up like unadulterated magic. That's what would say,
That's what
right?
it is, isn't it? And that's why, guys, the goal is so crucial.
Yeah.
Because if that goal isn't crystal clear as to what you want, you're not even going to attempt to go through the terror barrier because you're not going to want something bad enough. If your
Yeah.
burning desire isn't strong enough, if your vision isn't clear enough, there's going to be not any type of reason for you to want to push through that terror barrier
Yeah.
and change and create a different result. So
Absolutely.
we're doing this series in intentional order so you guys can see in an order as to how this works and how the mind actually works and how you can use this formula every single time to create change in what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And really what happens once you push through it, like once you make that decision. So, we talk about drawing a line in the sand, and tomorrow Ellie and I are going to go deep into what happened for us when we drew the line in the sand and when we said yes to ourselves, like really honestly said yes. We shut the back door and there was no more opening. Like it was just forward, just moving forward. We didn't look back. We didn't sit there and think, what if it doesn't work? We didn't do any of that. We just decided in that moment, we made that decision, and that was it. And we knew that, hey, we had to believe it first. We believed it. We didn't see it. We didn't know what the outcome was, but we created a vision in our mind of what we were going to create, of how many people we were going to help. And we really want to share this with you because when you see the process of how to create through this method, you'll see exactly how you can do it for yourself. So, and when this takes place, the fear dissolves rapidly, like it moves, like the fear, once you've taken that step, it's like, it's done.
Freedom.
You know what I mean? Look, it's freedom. It is freedom. And that's what the terror barrier is. It's freedom. We walk through it. And then once you do that, this creates the identity shift. The identity shift is where there's more confidence, right? You start forming this new image of yourself. And this is, again, we're moving right through that 22 degrees. So we've just up-leveled our existence, our being, who we are, our identity. And this is where the paradigm shifts start to take place. And this is what we love to do for everybody else. So that terror barrier is imaginary, but the freedom on the other side is absolutely freaking real. And that's what we want you to experience, all of you to experience. And as you move and start to create more success in your life, you'll continue to come up against this over and over and over again, which is completely fine. But what it is, when you're in the right, like the right room setting, the right
environment,
yeah, when you're close to that fire, there's an ease about it. Because then you can actually voice that out. You can voice that and say, this is what my next move is. And when you're in the room, or when you're in our room, when you share your next step, everyone's cheering you on, right? But what may happen, and we've seen this before, if I was to share that next step with somebody else, somebody outside of outside of our community, what we find that happens is that this is what we call the barbecue mafia. They'll say to your face, and you may have seen our advertising and our marketing that we've done. It's like, they're really happy for you. Yeah, I'm really happy for you. But they're not, right? And even though they say it, you can feel the frequency, the energy that is behind that. And that frequency and that energy starts to almost create a wobble within your frequency and energy. And we haven't talked about that. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, because we really want to get into the energy and the frequency of the identity and how that starts to move and shift. So this is such an important part of this work, understanding that. So when you're in the right environment, you get the opportunity to just go for it. So when you say that you're doing something that feels like way out of the league of others, for us, it's not. This is normal.
We normalize it.
Yeah. And the terror barrier, you'll still experience what you go through, the terror barrier, but it's almost like you have, a whole guard of people there pushing you through and saying, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's very different. It's a very different experience. Can everyone feel that? Can you feel that?
Let us know in the chat, because we've got a lot of comments around overthinking
Oh,
and feeling that way. And the thing is, as Danny said, when you're in the space of others that are wanting more, wanting to do more, have more, be more, that overthinking, we normalize those feelings and you become safe. The sense of safety makes you feel like your dreams are possible, because they absolutely are. So
yeah.
when you're in the proximity and you're in that energetic field, like Danny said, and in this amazing vortex of people who want more as well, you start to believe it. So we're going to keep breathing that belief into you until you start believing it yourself.
Yeah.
And, all these scary things that, once were scary, they become a little bit easier every single time. And that's why the people that we work with, we actually have a thing that we encourage them to complete called a wins book. So every time
Yeah.
you're going through this terror barrier
Yeah.
and wins are showing up for you, because they'll start showing up all the time, we celebrate you constantly for your wins, and so does everyone else in our community. They're celebrating the wins, and then you can look back on those wins books and think, wow, look what I have created. Because as Danny says all the time, Steve Jobs has this quote, you can't connect those dots going
Yeah.
forward, you can only connect them going back. So when you're filling in these wins books and going through that terror barrier every single time, you were to think, okay, look what I've been able to achieve. I am a friggin' amazing human being who can create whatever I want to create at the right temperature when you're
That's
in the
right.
temperature and the proximity.
100%. So we'll give you the steps of how to break through this paradigm or the terror barrier. Who'd love to know the steps? Let me know if you want the steps to it. And we'll even post them in the Telegram group so you can really just take that, know how to do it step by step. But again, it's making the decision to do that. Kate, you're amazing, right? So what Bob would say, and there's a process, like there's diagrams, and we're not going to show you the diagrams right now, but we'll give you that, how it works. So number one, you've got to act anyway. You've got to do it. Courage comes after the action, not before it. So you've got to act. So you've got to move through. You've got to just go, right? Act anyway. Two, you've got to decide firmly. So how do you decide firmly? You've got to make an absolute decision. And that if you don't, the indecision will feed the fear, right? It'll continue to feed the fear. So something that you've been wanting to do, just decide that it's done. Just decide, I'm doing it. And that's it. Number three is the repetition. So what's the repetition? So this is the visualization, the affirmations. Obviously, if you're doing this work, we encourage you to do our lesson 7 over and over again to really help you just embed into the subconscious what that repetition is. So the repetition could be an affirmation like, I am brave, I am someone who handles fear, walks through fear. Like if you were to say that over and over again, or whatever that is for you, so whatever you're going through at that moment, say that it's done. Say that you are walking through that no matter what. Now, number 4 is you've got to expect the fear. You've got to expect that the fear is going to show up, that it's there, because it will be there every single time.
Yeah.
But we want you to expect it, right? So without the expectation, you're not going to do this without experiencing the fear. Otherwise, you're not moving or shifting through anything. So knowing that it's coming prevents you from being surprised that it's going to show up for you, right? So know that it's coming, and you've got to do it afraid anyway.
Yeah.
You've got to do
feel
it
the
when
fear.
you got to feel the fear and do it anyway. So the fear is not the stop sign that we're looking for. It's actually the green light for your growth and for you to go. That's what it is. So once you can establish that, you're ready to go. You're ready to drive. You know that you've accomplished exactly what you want. So you've got to act in the way, act anyway, decide that that's what you want to do. You've got to use the repetition. So go over and over again, say what it is that you're doing, say it out loud, say it in the mirror. It could be like, say, for example, let's have an example of something that we can show you that we can.
We're going to give you an exercise.
Yeah, we are going to give you an exercise and expect the fear. So number 4 is expect the fear. And number 5 is do it whether you're afraid or not. Feel the fear and do it anyway. So that's what has to happen. And obviously the session, the video with Will Smith at the front, he felt the fear and he did it anyway. Like he was just ready to do it. Like he knew they push on 2, not 3. They go on 2, not 3, because on 3 you're going to hold back, right? That's what he did. So that they push them on 2, not on 3. Otherwise, they're going to hold on to them.
Exactly.
To the plane,
You're going to retract.
right? So they'll retract, absolutely. So it's a big one. So let's there's one more thing I wanted to share. So when you're after these steps, what will happen when you feel that fear and that terror, like which is what we call the terror barrier, you're literally on the verge of that breakthrough. So when you're there, what will happen? Most people will turn back at that point, right? We call that bondage. So you'll move back. I know it sounds a bit weird, right? I promise there's nothing to it. It's just you're in chains, right? Not in the anyway. So you'll move back into bondage, and the successful people will step forward. That's the difference. So some will move back, some will walk through that. So this is what happens when we are speaking to people, when Ali and I are in front of somebody. So, we're going to encourage every single one of you to move through this fear. There's 2 things that we're going to encourage you to do. The first thing we're going to encourage you to do is a video. Ali will share the video. We'll do a live video into our Facebook group. The second is, if you have the courage to get on a call with Ali and I, right? Even if you feel uncomfortable or you feel like it's, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, get on a call with us, because we want to break through terror barriers. We want to help you move from where you are to where you want to go, and we want to find your gap, right? Even though we've done that through lesson 1, lesson 2, we did that last night. So if you are keen and want to make that first move, we're encouraging you today to book in a call with Ali and I, so that we want to help you. We want to spend half an hour, whatever it takes. We want to spend that time with you to work out exactly where you are, what's holding you back, and what the gap is. So who's up for that? Let us know.
Let us know.
If you're up for that.
And after the call, guys, our team will drop a link into the Telegram group, so you can book that call in. So it'll go in the Telegram, it'll go in the portal, and you'll get an email as well with the opportunity to. And guys, we're going to have limited spots, because obviously there's only so many hours in the day. So it'll be first in, best dressed. Yeah.
So if you really if you're on this, and this is what we see, if you're on this event, if you're here for a reason. You're here to find out more. You're here for the growth. You're here to really expand yourself, right, and to evolve. So if you're here to just watch and see behind, that's standing behind. Like, what you're doing is you're standing in the shadow of yourself, right? And we say this because I've been here, Ali's been here. So what we're encouraging you is to step through this terror barrier and just come to the surface. Present yourself, show yourself, say, this is where I am, this is what I want. Remember what we said at the start: no judgment, no question is silly, nothing that you say to us will surprise us. Nothing that you say to us we won't judge. We don't do anything. All we're here to do is, honestly, our mission is to help. Our mission is to show you a way that you can walk away from these 4 days with a shift within you, with an elevation. We want to leave you with what Bob calls, this is lesson 10, lesson 11, impression of increase. Impression of increase. The impression of increase is to leave you better off than when we first met you. And that's exactly what we want. We want to leave you better off than when we first met you, or than when you first engaged in our presence, right? That's where we're at. So this is the terror barrier. So we are encouraging everybody, whether you're watching the replay, the links are in there, book in these calls. This is not a sales call. This is to get to know you, to see where you're at, to see what you want, to see if we can help you move forward. And if we can, amazing. You might say, hey, we want to continue and we want to work with you. And you might say, it's not for me. And that's okay too. It doesn't matter. We just want to be in your presence and to just, share with you how we can help you. Right?
Exactly. And give you that transformation you're looking for.
Yeah. Absolutely.
because when you apply this work, like we can give you the information
I
over and
know.
over and over again, and we see that, but it's the implementation and the action of actually doing the steps that we're giving you to actually create the change. So the homework, what did we call the homework? The can't remember the
Oh,
words
we
that the
called it the
ladies.
transformation work or something. Transformative
Yeah,
work. I don't know. We'll just make it up. You know, we do
the
those kind of
amazing work that we're going to get you to
amazing.
do today.
Yeah.
And don't think that Danny and I aren't watching. We might not always be commenting on things, but we're
Yeah.
watching, our team's watching, and we're going to be watching these lives that we're going to be doing
Yeah.
into the She Evolved Facebook group.
Yeah.
So if you're ready to make a transformation, and if you're going to take action today and really embody what we've just spoken about and the steps that Danny's given you to actually walk through that terror barrier, we're wanting you to go live into our She Evolved Facebook group today and doing it as soon as possible. We don't want you to be waiting. So as soon as practically possible after this call, we're wanting you to jump into our Facebook group. And if it doesn't, it may say it's pending approval, but it will still go
Yeah.
live. So
It
just
will.
do it,
Yeah, absolutely.
and it will post as a live. And we want you to introduce yourself. We'd love to know what you do, who you are, wanting to keep it sort of under three minutes, and what you're actually fearing the most right now in your life or in your business. So consolidate it to 3 minutes, share with us who you are and what you do, and jump through that terror barrier. You may not have ever done a Facebook Live before. You
Yeah.
may do them all the time. This may be super scary for you. You may be starting to already get pain in your back or in your
Oh,
arm or wherever it
freaking out.
is. Don't fear
I used to get
this.
pain in my back all the time, and then I used to go red like a freaking paprika, and it was like a dragon. Red would come up like a freaking dragon, and I just sit there, and I know people were watching, and then I'd think, oh, now they're watching me go red, and then I'd be like, then it'd go to my face, and then it was very.
You're frozen, Danny, for some reason. I'm not sure
really.
why.
Oh,
Yeah. You've got to. Oh, now you're back. Now you're back.
oh,
You were
back.
so
Excellent.
you're so in
Anyway,
tune. It was just froze the
yeah,
screen. So that the live is going to be in the She Evolved Facebook group. So our team will also drop that link, so you
yeah,
can ensure that you're in there. And
yeah,
we don't want you to go for any more than 3 to 4 minutes max. But
yeah.
jumping
Even a
through that
minute.
terror barrier.
Even if it's a minute or 30, it doesn't matter. Just get
That's
on
right.
live and introduce
Just do
yourself
it.
and share. This is a challenge. I'm here to step out of my comfort zone, let everyone know it's a challenge. So that's going to make you feel more comfortable, even though we want you to feel more uncomfortable, right? It's going to make you feel comfortable. I'm here for a challenge. I'm introducing myself. I'm coming on live. I'm going to share with you what I do, who I serve, and that's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, just share it. Just share it.
There's
And
no exact wording you need to say. And if you
yeah,
want to share what is holding you back in your business, you can.
yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
share really what you like. But the challenge is designed for you to actually break through that terror barrier so you go live. Because
Yeah.
this is a fear for many.
Big.
Yeah.
It's big. But I promise you, you'll feel freaking amazing. I'll let us swear like I usually swear.
Yeah.
But fucking amazing. You feel incredible. Just do it.
You're going to. Absolutely.
Yeah, love it. All right, guys. Thank you. You're all amazing. And we are truly grateful for each and every one of you that are here, because we understand what it means to invest in yourself, to tap into who you are, and to actually say yes to growth. And I think you're all here for that reason. So yeah, congratulations for being here.
Absolutely.
It's a really big
huge
thing. And being on
And-
live as well, huge. Oh, we're going to give some live giveaways.
It's huge. We're going to give live giveaways. If you're not sure how to go live, so our team will.
Well, I'll
they'll
tell
post
you.
a link to the Facebook group. They're going to give you the instruction, and they'll put some instructions there as well as to how to go live if you've never done it before. So you can follow the simple steps, and you can go live into the group as well. And just before we wrap up, we're going to announce our prize winners for day 2 which was
Have you got
yesterday.
them? Have you got them there?
Uh,
Or are we going to have
yeah,
people that are on live now?
yeah, we're going to give away some prizes. So what we're going to do today is, so Wicked Aussie Chick, we'd love to
Oh,
give you a
I have her
prize
first on my
because
list.
you've been
Yeah,
here for 2
amazing.
days.
Yes, incredible.
We're going to give a prize to, who else is a name that we've seen quite a lot here today? Teresa Dudley. She's
Teresa
been
Dudley. Yep.
on. And who else have we
It's
had?
best- Oh, hang on a minute. It was Crazy Motto 6856.
Yeah, she's been showing up as well.
Yeah. And we've also had, hang on a minute. We've got
What about
Crazy
Ovi?
Ovi, definitely Ovi.
Ovi, it was amazing yesterday.
Yep. And Shadow Fluff. Oh, it's
Okay.
Shadow Fluff. Shadow Fluff, reveal yourself. And Margie,
Margie,
Kate,
Kate, our team will
Bowen.
be in touch.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got all your names down that we can see on the live. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And our members, you've got a special little something for you guys as well. We love you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's me, Teresa. Yeah. Whoa. Congratulations to the
Thanks,
winners.
guys. So there's 2 parts to
right.
this. So you're going to, part A is booking in your call. So that link will go through.
Yeah.
And that'll be on all the platforms for you to see, so you can book that in.
Yeah.
And the second part is going live. So all the
Yeah.
instructions will be in all the appropriate channels for you to see
Yeah.
exactly what to do. And
Yeah.
yeah, we can't wait to have these calls with you guys. And
Yeah. And just remember, these calls are transformation calls. They are
that's
there
right.
to serve you. Just know that it's there to serve you. Everything after that is up to you guys. It's not up to us, right? So just know that it is completely a transformation call. We want to help. Thank you.
Thanks,
Amazing.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
See you.